Hey, welcome back to Striving Artist. I'm your host, Arlene. I'm so excited to have my very good friend here with us. She's a multi-instrumentalist, fabulous talent. We've got Zaynab Wilson here on the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're super busy. We want to give a shout out to Burdock here in Toronto, one of the up-and-coming venues for live music. So the reason why I'm chatting with you is because today's show theme is about hustling, which is what you do, and also getting out of your comfort zone, literally and figuratively, where you've traveled so much. But before we get into all that stuff, can you tell our creative audience who you are and what you do?
My name is Zaynab Wilson. I'm from Montreal. Woo! I moved here about 2009 for school. Went to Humber College at the advice of my drum teacher, who's from Toronto, so must have been a good reason to come here. I grew up playing steel pan in a family band.
What?
Yeah, from 6. I was missing school, hustling,
oh my gosh,
playing gigs. I haven't counted it, but from my memory, it felt like I gigged about 100 days a year, 180 days a year.
Wow.
We gigged a lot. Like, we were the only steel pan family in Montreal. Well, yeah, the steel pan family.
Yeah.
So music has always just been like a big part of my life, if not my life,
right.
my entire life.
For sure.
So I guess the evolution of my musical being is about 12, 14. It's a love-hate relationship with pan. Okay. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to have a whole family doing it.
Right.
And I get where my parents are coming from. Like, they had 6 kids. Why not start a band with all of them as soon as they can walk and talk?
Amazing.
But I think we all kind of detested it at a point. Right. And I think for some of us, it carried on, and for others, we carried on with the music. So I think 12 to 13, I can't remember. We always had a drum set in my dad's steel pan academy. So I would always watch the drummers, and you would have a cycle, a rotation of drummers, because none of them were ever just right. There'd be ones that wanted too much money, or ones that would be flaky, or ones that couldn't keep time, or ones that, and I was always just like, I can do that though. So one day we had a break, and I hopped on the drums, and I played like a calypso beat, and it was like spot on, and my dad's like, you could practice some more, something. But it never went past that during that, when I first started.
Right.
Until I realized, I'm pretty good. I can do this. So I was bothering my parents and trying to get a kit. And it took a while for them to believe that I wanted to do something other than steel pan. Then I finally got it. And then from there, more musical doors started opening. When I went to Humber, I just started playing percussion. One friend asked me if I played cajon. I never played it. And I was like, yeah, sure, I play cajon. So most of my adult years as a musician has been faking it until I can get it.
But when you say fake it, if you ever see her live, I don't think you're faking it. I think you know what you're doing.
At this point, I've faked it enough, or I've worked on that to get it. It's not faking anymore. Yeah. I can actually do these things. But at the beginning, playing percussion I never really played percussion. Right. But I was like, yeah, I can shake a maracas. Yeah, I could play a conga. What's to it? I could figure it out. So I kind of just did that over and over and over. And even with lessons, I was asked to teach guitar, and I hadn't really played guitar. But I thought, well, this would be a good starting point. If I'm the teacher was like, stay two steps ahead. Right. And it makes sense. And I look at my music teachers, and they all play the instruments. They can play it to a point where they can teach it.
For sure.
It motivated me to learn how to play guitar more. And so when I first started, there wasn't a female drummer thing attached to it at all. Right. I wasn't, I'm a girl, until people started telling me, like, oh, you're a female drummer. But that would be one of the obstacles. I think there was I love my family, I love my parents, but I think there was disbelief that I could do it. Right. I remember I didn't want to go into music after high school. We go to CEGEP in Montreal. I wanted to go into journalism. I really like writing. What? My dad goes, don't waste your time in the arts. Go into music. I was like, wait, what? You didn't want me to play drums, and now I'm gonna. So it's just been it just took a long time for me and people around me
Right.
to accept that I was going to do it. I think, so I went to CEGEP at 17, and I had some really amazing teachers when I went to McGill. And he was so supportive, and he told me things like, Zaynab, you're good, you're in the bubble. You're not outside the bubble yet. And that was because I didn't know, I never pushed myself, because I guess a part of me had just grown up, or from when I touched the drums, like it wasn't a thing for me to do.
Right.
So I didn't know how much to put into it.
Okay.
How much time to invest. Like I was practicing 15 minutes a week
Right.
kind of thing. So it wasn't until I got to Humber at 20. So that's like a whole 8 to 6 years
Right.
of not really moving along that far, just kind of dipping my toe, one like baby toe at a time.
Yeah.
But when I got to Humber, it was like I was determined, because I got into the intro program, so I didn't get right into the degree.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to go back home not in the music degree, or not having done the degree. So I pushed myself, and that year I actually practiced 8 hours a day for about 6 months. And that's where I did a lot of growing. Like I woke up 6 to 8 or 6 to 9, did my class, came back for another 2 hours, and then did another 3 hours at the end. I take on projects that will motivate me to practice in a different way.
Cool.
'Cause I can't sit there and do rudiments all day.
Right.
I have to do something fun.
Right. Yeah. No,
Practice in a fun way.
that definitely makes sense. So if like you're trying to figure out how to have a little bit more spark in your art, like if you're a songwriter or like visual artist, like trying something new
Yeah.
would really like, I think, not only inspire you in a different way, but like it'll make your brain think differently.
Yeah.
So we're here again, like I said, at the Burdock, but it's between your sound check and the actual show. Like it's really hard for me to get hold of her because you are gigging so much. How do you do that? Because you're freelance. You play drums, you play percussion, you play a whole bunch of other things, even your solo stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I guess for artists out there that are starting out, not only in music, but like even other art forms, like what's a tip you want to give someone who's starting out to, build their schedule that way?
I'd say for like when I was teaching, I taught a lot over the last couple of years, but I've kind of dwindled it down because I love teaching, but I think I need to start resetting and working on myself more before I can give more stuff.
Nice, that's a good tip.
But I love it. It's a healthy pause from that. It's not like a bitter piece. But I had one student, and I found a thing because I also have a little company as well. It's like a music lesson thing, but not just your typical lessons. I tried to. One of my students, for example, he was a drum student, really good. I taught him for about 4 years. We had such a nice rapport, and I said, Michael, you're not playing anywhere. You gotta play. You're not gonna feel inspired to practice or work on music more if you're not playing. That's the first step. So just getting out and playing wherever with whoever you can. So I brought him out to the Painted Lady, and he played with Marcus and Nelson.
Yeah, cool.
And he just he'd prepared these 2 songs, but he just rocked out, and I was like, "How do you feel?" And he felt so good. And now he's at Queens and he's playing more, not drums, but he's just playing more. He's found a way to make it work. So. A tip, it's hard to think back to then, but going out and playing.
Yeah.
Just going out and really having, Nelson said to me one time, before I did a show, look at the audience, doesn't matter, do your thing.
Yeah.
And once you kind of get over that fear of what people are going to think or whatever, then you're just opening yourself to opportunities.
Cool.
And being flexible, being versatile. That's it. My favorite word, versatile. Because
Nice.
I think that's what has gotten me a lot of my gigs.
I think so too.
Can you play this? Yeah.
And
Can
you'll
you
just
play
figure
this
it out.
style? Yeah,
You'll
sure.
figure it out too, right?
If you believe you're good or you are good, then you'll make it work.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end this segment. But I do, when we come back, we are going to chat along the lines of like the gigs that you've gotten. You've gone across the pond.
2 ponds, I think.
Yeah, and gigged all over the place, all over the world. So I want to get into that and your company and all that other fun stuff that you do. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll have more with Zaynab Wilson after the break.